Now, another story Dan Beyer broke yesterday here on the show, and it was about Applebees.
Oh, this is a hot
Applebees
story.
has partnered up with the NFL, and they're the official mid-level restaurant of the NFL.
I don't think they're calling it mid-level restaurant, but you know what?
I think that's what it was.
The official mid-level restaurant.
And by the way, I love Applebee's. By the way, when I go home to Union, New Jersey to visit family and everything, it's my uncle's number one spot. He's like, babe, let's get involved tonight. And I know he's going to say Applebee's because that's the spot.
Is this the same uncle that doesn't know how to use a QR code and has a flip phone?
You know what? I'm going to tell him you said that.
Okay. I text him on his flip phone.
So, yeah.
This makes us laugh because we have a host here at the network, Brian No.
Yeah.
He swears by Applebee's. It's his favorite restaurant
I like
on the
it too.
planet.
I'll be honest. Listen,
we grew up. We're not playing too cool for these restaurants because we grew up with all of them. Applebee's is a good hang. My favorite by far when it comes to this sort of genre, this particular type of restaurant. I worked at Bennigan's for years, so Bennigan's was and still is my favorite of all of those.
Hey, listen.
I like Chili's appetizers.
Chili's is great.
If you are too cool for any food, for that matter,
those were our date spots.
I'm fascinated when people are too cool. Like, dude, I'm good for a nice fast food. I'm good for a super sassy, expensive restaurant, and I'm good for a mid-level chain restaurant. I mean, who are you?
What happened, Rich? What happened after our generation when the weenials started going out and they were legally drinking and going on dates? They sort of abandoned those mid-level restaurants that we would go to, like a Fridays.
I was going to say, Fridays just shut down almost 40 of their locations.
And it makes sense because the generation younger than us saw those as overpriced and lame, and they'd rather go to some sort of local, artsy, Van Gogh's ear type. What would you call those type of restaurant spot? Like, they would rather go to that or some high-end place. Like a local spot.
That's a coffee shop, Van Gogh's ear.
That type of scene. They would rather have gone to that local type of spot or like an expensive spot. That mid-level spot started to be
because kids
a place they didn't go to.
Kids are like, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go to a sassy place on a date night, or I'm going to just get Grubhub Chipotle.
By the way, Applebee's was named yesterday the official grill of the NFL. Named the official grill.
And there's another layer to this story.
George Foreman must be upset.
Now,
from the state of California.
Exactly. So just recently here in California, they raised minimum wage to all the fast food restaurants to $20. And that's controversial in itself. Rich and I have debated this on our Patreon. We have clips on it at COVINO and Rich. I thought it was kind of odd to give $20 for an entry-level job.
How do you expect someone to live?
It's entry-level, dude. It's entry
not
level.
Everyone that works.
You're not meant to live on entry level jobs.
Right. Minimum wage was created
$20
so that at a minimum you could live.
So as a result, small businesses go out of business and they raise the prices of your hamburgers at McDonald's. And since they've raised the prices at all these fast food restaurants, now they're saying kids are more likely to say no to McDonald's, no to In-N-Out, no to Carl's Jr., and yes to Applebee's, yes to Chili's, and yes to all these Fridays and mid-level restaurants that we grew up loving again. So it might be the resurgence and comeback.
It's the return of the wait.
Yes.
You didn't just say what I think you did.
Yeah, it's the return of the Applebee's.
It's the return of the mid-level, and the one thing we could agree on with the minimum wage and the rates is that if you are going to increase minimum wage and fast food places are jacking up their prices. I was saying the other day, said he can't go to Taco Bell and get all his fixins for less than $20.
I could choose not to gorge. I could eat like a reasonable person and have healthy portions.
But the menu items have gone up.
Yes, they have. But
you want something a la carte? It's $8. It used to be $3.99.
Danny G, I go to Chipotle. I always say for my wife and I, for the two of us, 2 burrito bowls and a side of chips and guac is $35.
Oh, easy.
You go to like Five Guys Burgers. People will say alone. If you get yourself like a double,
$25 by yourself.
Yeah, if you get a double and fries and a drink, it's $20-something bucks. So what people are doing, and it makes sense. It's not the sassy restaurant. Covino brings it up, and you're seeing it now. We might have the resurgence of that mid-level restaurant from our teenage 20-year-old years when we would take a girl to Fridays.
Well, the thinking is, if I'm going to pay $25 for 2 burgers, I might as well go to Applebee's. I might as well go to Bennigan's. I might as well go to Chili's.
Because fast food prices are now approaching the prices of those mid-level restaurants, especially if Chili's or Applebee's or Bennigan's or Houlihan's, if they're saying, hey, we have a happy hour special, and our happy hour special has like $5 apps. People are gonna go there and say, "Well, damn, I'm going back to Fridays,
Going back to shenanigans."
And by the way, if you had to name your top few items off of those mid-level restaurants,
I got it.
The Jack sauce at TGI Fridays.
Oh, the Jack Daniel's sauce.
The Jack Daniel's sauce.
Good. By the way, Fridays also has good frozen margaritas.
The
man.
seasoned fries at Red Robin.
Red Robin, I feel like Danny G. I feel like every time I've gone to Red Robin, it's been followed up with a terrible bathroom visit. I'm just saying,
it's so true.
Oh, look they just signed a contract with
Red
our network.
Robin. Danny,
Red
you just
Robin. Oh.
Red Robin. Danny G, you just said Chili's.
How dare you? I like that place.
What is that? I like it too. I don't like myself 25 minutes later.
Do you know Boyz II Men redid the Baby Back's Ribs song?
Yes.
Boyz II Men just recently, so that'll add to the hype again.
No, but Danny G mentioned Chili's. Danny, they have like a queso dip. What is it? Like a fundito queso dip? That's fantastic. Dan Byer, what is your go-to on those?
Well, you were talking about Chili's. They took off the original chicken crispers from their menu from a year ago, and there was an entire outrage for it. I know the Baby Back is more of the standing thing than their chips and salsa.
Yeah.
But the original chicken crispers from Chili that's the only thing I would get.
Yo,
They have those Southwest egg rolls too, which are really good.
What was the other?
I got it. Well, for years, guys, I worked before I got into radio, and I would tell all the customers, I would tell my colleagues, I can't wait to leave this place. You could all kiss my ass 'cause I'm going to be a radio star. And they're like, whatever, you got to pick up at table 9. So I worked at Bennigan's for years. I worked at Bennigan's. I bartended at Bennigan's in Springfield, New Jersey. It's no longer there, but Bennigan's does still exist. Not as many as there used to be because, again, a lot of these went away.
Coming back, though.
The Turkey O'Toole was the ultimate.
You know why?
That turkey sandwich with the honey mustard on the pretzel roll.
The pretzel roll.
That sourdough pretzel roll.
Pretzel
rolls were a big thing.
Yo, Spot, I believe, was it Swiss and turkey?
Yeah.
Swiss and turkey on that pretzel roll with that
so good.
with that honey mustard.
The Monte Cristo was famous, but it wasn't my favorite.
I used to Count of Monte Cristos.
Yeah, that was very famous. And the sampler was famous at Bennigan's, and I used to always eat the Health Club chicken platter. But their honey mustard was to die for. So again, if you just joined us, the fast food prices have gone up.
Joined us, it's Fat Guy Radio. We're talking about food.
Welcome to Fat Guy Radio, everybody. Fast foods have hiked the prices up to offset the minimum wage of $20. So casual dining chains like Chili's and Applebees, they're saying are going to reap the benefits. And it just coincides, coincidentally, with the big announcement yesterday that Applebees was named the official grill of the NFL. Applebee's, the go-to casual dining destination for game day. And it's kind of cool because, again, it's like...
Look at Volpe, by the way. Game-winning
nice play, yeah, and the Yankees win.
I figured you'd want to see
sorry,
that. Look
in
at
tribute, the Yankees win! So it's kind of cool to see our teenage years, our childhood places sort of come back.
Yeah.
Because the prices aren't going to be that different than fast food prices.
Yeah, like you can get I'm looking at Fridays. You can get a basic cheeseburger with fries.
Okay.
For $9.99.
Dude.
And that's like regular price. I imagine there's happy hour.
In Woodland Hills, they shut our Fridays down.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But again, if this is a trend and we start jacking up these prices at Taco Bell and In-N-Out, this is going to come back. And that NFL announcement was peculiar. But that'll bring more people back to these restaurants.
Hold on a second. Isn't that just Applebee's paying the NFL a boatload of money to say, yeah, we're the official grill?
Pretty much, but that's
NFL.
good promotion.
Yeah.
I didn't see the connection at all.
There'll always be some advertisement running that's like, these cleats are the official cleats of the NFL. This gum is Big Red is the official gum of the NFL.
There's an official ladder of the NCAA tournament. There is.
Warner ladders. Yeah.
Dan Byer, when you made that announcement yesterday, though, I was like, well, what is that? I really did think, well, what does that mean?
It's just
they've entered a multi-year partnership agreement designating Applebee's as the official grill and bar of the NFL.
But I wonder if this will bring those businesses back, because I also saw that Red Lobster they're on the brink of declaring bankruptcy.
Yes, I saw that.
So some of these mid-level places like Friday,
it's got to hold out a little bit longer.
Exactly.
Are they going to be? Or is Olive Garden a half a step up? I think it's
I
half.
think the Red Lobster.
No, I think it's
no.
along there. It's just a
It's in
different brand.
It's just Italian. It's just Italian.
Like
branded.
Boston Market, I think
Yeah.
it's like, it's a
That's
step
fast
up.
food.
Also fallen
Yeah,
on hard
that's-
times.
Boston
I love
Market's
Boston Market back in the day.
Boston Market is in that same category
healthy.
as Panera Bread, where you bring
Healthy.
a number to your table. Like it's that
Yeah.
in between.
I read an article
Fresh.
that recently about Boston Market that at the start of 2023 they had 300 locations across the country. They're down to like 27.
Yeah, sad,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's sad. So
Everybody's going to Applebee's because of that. That's why. you
Yeah,
know?
okay, based on the announcement, right, Dan, and Fox Sports Radio Nation, who wins the mid-level restaurant wars? When all's said and done, we know Taco Bell wins the fast food wars in the future, according to Demolition Man. Who wins the mid-level restaurant wars? Applebee's with the momentum of the NFL, Chili's. Does Fridays make a comeback? Does Bennigan's come back from the woodwork?
Correct me. I could be wrong. In fact, I'm usually wrong, so there's a good chance of this.
Let's hear it. I think Applebee's, man.
In the prime of all those restaurants, when I say 90s, early 2000s.
Ruby Tuesdays.
When you
Don't forget Fuddruckers.
Yes.
Fuddruckers, hula hands. I mean,
My
I thought
sister worked
Fuddruckers
there.
was a step down, kind of
Yeah.
like Boston Market.
now,
BJ's is in like 30 states.
yes,
Yeah,
please.
That's on. No, but that's on the house.
Brew house.
All right,
Brewhouse.
I-
Okay.
Brewhouse.
Go ahead, Rich.
My thought was back then. I don't know why. I thought TGI Fridays was the benchmark. I don't know why. I feel like
It was good.
I'm with you.
I thought that was like one.
It was
I could be
good.
wrong. When you look back at the day, I always thought like I loved Applebee's and Hula Hands and all the others, but I thought Fridays was sort of
TGIF,
like
bro.
the thing. And you're right, they have a pretty decent menu, and you would take a date there. That was what we did.
Rich's point about the Jack Daniel's sauce was
So good.
I would get the Jack Daniel's sesame strips for the appetizer, and then I'd get the chicken breast Jack Daniel's for the meal. Like it would be like I wouldn't care. Yeah,
And then you would drink it by the glass.
yeah, seriously, do shots of it.
And they had that
good
swirly like margarita
Not
thing
like a-
frozen. I don't know what that was, but it was
Not
magical.
Like a Texas Roadhouse.
No, Rich is right.
That's a little step up.
because Rich,
Those are good cuts of meat.
on Friday nights, the
B-double-dubs?
Fridays would bring a DJ in and people would start dancing by the bar.
Yes.
So Fridays was so popular, they tried to turn it into a little club at the end of the Friday night there.
That's so funny, man.
Hey, you know what? If anything, it's just a good reminder. Some of these places were very important to our childhood
And they're coming
our
back, maybe.
teen and 20 years when you were going on your first dates. Because fast food is getting so expensive, we might see the reemergence of the sit-down mid-level restaurant, the Applebee's, Fridays, Chili's of your life.